as the teachings, the meditations, as well as stuff like, you know, action movies, anime, kung fu, and all that. So basically, my journey started off as freestyling, writing music, and all these kind of thing. At a young age, you could say, like officially at 10. But before, I always had the vibe, freestyling and stuff. And the name Ninja came about because people around me know that as the type of person are very humble, but as well as fierce. And that what she traits and the stuff that I enjoy, like, the anime, the martial arts, the kung fu and all that. My music kind of embody the same stuff. You dig? So I use my words as a sword. If we even put that word back to front as well, words is sword back to front. So I use my words as a sword, honestly. And that's how the name came to me. Everybody start calling me Ninja. So I was like, I dig that. I dig that. And being born Rastafarian as well, it totally fit and stuck to me because I, you know, Jazzy Most High God. So it wasn't just Ninja, it was Ninjah. And from then, I just kept working till presently here, you know. So that's how
Thank you
it's
so
been with
much for
me,
that.
honestly.
But of course, how would you best describe your day-to-day activity at school as a child growing up in the island of Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, honestly, I would say because a lot of people wouldn't believe, but I never actually went to like a public school or anything. I was homeschooled and I had a couple of trainers from my mother, my father as well, and my brother. So basically, it was cool. It was, honestly a good experience because being homeschooled is totally different to public school. There's less influences or less stuff that I would say, how stuff like bullying and them kind of interaction. So I never really had that kind of vibe. But overall, it was good. My days is just like boom. I wake up. Back then I study. Then I would go sketch something or draw, make comic book, any other stuff. And it's basically kind of the same with today, to date, because I will be like, I would wake up. If it's not write a song or pen something, it would be like creating comic books and animations and stuff. So since back
And
then
how
to
were you
now,
involved in music from an early childhood during school time?
well, honestly, it came from my family in a sense because my father, he was a dancer as well as a selector, song DJ, and my mother as well. She been into music. She done a lot of music in school and stuff. So I believe it was not just inheriting the skills, but being around the energy. It was always a musical vibe, and my entire family is involved in music. My sister Jalifa, she's currently a huge reggae sensation in Trinidad and Tobago. My big brother, he does writing. My older sister, she does vocal coaching. So I basically being around them, I was like a sponge sucking in everything. So
And
my entire life
Ninja,
was,
did you
yeah.
remember, can you remember any performances back in that time? And if yes, tell us about the excitement that was going on within yourself whilst performing at a very tender age in Trinidad.
Nice, nice. Well, honestly, I go say back then one of my greatest performance and one of the most exciting was the first time I've been to Great Fat Weekend. That was very awesome because at a young age I got to perform on the same stage as the likes of Elephant Man, Popcorn, Designer, and all these artists, and the crowd was huge. Like we're talking more than like 1,000 people, and I actually got the spotlight there as well to put on. And honestly, it was more than more than exciting, more than everything because the love and the performance, everything was just so immaculate, awesome. It was absolutely great. Yeah, they got connect with the people, they connect with me. And it was surprising as well because being a new artist on a big stage like that, you will be a little anxious as to what the communication with the people would be. But honestly, I would say it was 10 out of 10 awesome. Yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago is popularly known for soca slash calypso music.
True.
And as someone who was born in Trinidad, what allowed you to be interested and later on pursue reggae music, that genre of music currently that you are doing?
Cool, cool. Well, honestly, I will say a huge part of that is being influenced by my liberty and my lifestyle, which is being born a Rastafarian. So I was introduced to reggae music and couple dancehall track, even old school hip hop at a young age, you know. But as though, we all know Trinidad, the main stuff is soca, that's there, and there's a couple that I enjoy listening as well, but I didn't see it as my field of music to be true to myself, you know. So being born Rastafarian and just catching the vibe of the genres of music, I was like, cool. Soca and stuff is cool, but it's not me. I prefer reggae, dancehall, and even hip hop. Like I started off freestyling with hip hop and doing rap and stuff before I start releasing official reggae and dancehall tracks, as well as hip hop too. You know? So honestly, reggae music and dancehall been a part of me. You can say that.
You've told us you've used Rastafarian as your spiritual guidance. Have
Yeah.
Rasta in its true teachings have impacted on your music? And if yes, of course, share with us how we have seen your belief in Rastafarian has contributed to the lyrics, particularly coming from the songs that we hear from you.
True, true. Well, honestly, my goal and my aim is within every song that I drop. It could be of any genre. It has to basically be true to myself. So within every song, even different topics, it could be about hustling, it could be about ladies, it could be about anything. I still try to include myself within these songs itself. So I always could include Jah Safari, because that's my guidance, that's my God Savior. And that's how it is because I always like to stay true to myself. So I see myself as musically a messenger as well. So it was only right that within each song, doesn't matter how gritty it gets or how calm it is, I would always include, my influence as being a Rastafarian within my music. It is because that's who I am, and being someone else that could never be true to yourself or straying away from who you are. You know? So I use my way of life as a message of enlightenment to others' life in that
Thank you so
sense.
much for that. Talk to us about the production of music coming from the island of Trinidad, particularly reggae music. How easy it is, would you say, to get the right sort of engineer, the right producer to put together, the sort of rhythm that you would appreciate to sing that sort of music, reggae, of course.
True, true. Well, honestly, the country currently even is in a state of a lot of dancehall dropping, so people wouldn't even believe that Trinidad has a lot of reggae going on, but it actually does. There's a lot of reggae artists. There's a lot of people that have bands and instrumentalists and all these kind of things. So jam music is always there. Reggae always running no matter what. Yeah, like, as I said, no matter what, reggae is always a genre that would stand out every year, every time, because that's how it is, and it's highly influential, and it is a message carrying music. So the reggae scene here is totally cool. I work with a small team, me, myself, as my family around me, which is, Jalifa, that's my sister, she's the reggae artist that I mentioned earlier on. My producer, big up Cadet one time. We just, we get in the studio, we start vibing, and once we feel the vibe, that's what we go for. If we have to add instrumentalists, there's plenty, reggae instrumentalists here. We will probably link them, big up to Buzz Rock, Solid Rock, and every reggae artist down here, Sasha, everyone. But That's how it is. We would just like go in the studio vibe. If we have to get live instrumental, we vibe that in the studio. If we use it digitally, we still vibe it, and we always get that good outcome of reggae music. You know? So it's totally fine, putting together a reggae track down here. And we already live in Trinidad, so inspiration is all over the place. So yeah.
My name is Fonz Black, and I'm talking to reggae artist Ninjah from Trinidad and Tobago. We'll be going for a music break. When we come back, the excitement continues right here as we place artist Ninjah in the spotlight to reveal the story behind the big story. The song you'll be hearing in the background is called Thank You. And when we come back, Ninjah is here to tell us the genesis and a bit more information about that song. Right
Yes,
here
sir.
on UVC Radio, the sound that binds us together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Many blessings coming my way. So I'm about to no daddy, no daddy, yo. But mama around and she.
And of course, if you're just joining in, my name is Fonz Black, and I'm talking to reggae artist and Ninjah, all the way from the island of Trinidad and Tobago, placing him in the spotlight as he reveal the story behind the big story. You're listening to the title track called Thank You. And of course, if you're just joining in, my name is Fonz Black. I'm talking to singer, reggae artist, Ninjah, all the way from the island of Trinidad and Tobago. You just listen to the title track called Thank You. And I must say, people, it's groovy. And I was dancing whilst I was, listening to the music. And of course, we have Ninjah here. Ninjah, tell us the genesis behind that song. What was actually, what was you sort of beds in, that what frame of mind were you in, rather, when you pencil that song? Because it has an energy, I tell you that, because it makes you move whether you don't want to, because the music is that grabby, you feel me? So talk to us about it.
Okay, so honestly, and this is a bit of spoiler as well because I'm currently working on an album EP that's supposed to be released soon, which this track is also featured on. So basically, it starts off with me trying to find vibes that connect musically with me and to fit that project I was doing. So I've came across various artists, but Swappy, he is basically elite soca artist in this country. So working with a soca artist as a reggae artist is a total different combination. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I hit him up. We start, discussing how we go and put forward this and all this. And he was like, all right, boom, a mixture of both of this genre too. You will get the feel of something close to Afrobeat. So he was like, all right, let's do an Afrobeat track. As a reggae artist, you as a soca artist. So we went to the same studio and, we started putting it together. And as we go along, it was singing real good. So before the song, before we start putting together, when we heard the instrumental and we was vibing, basically Trinidad, as I was explaining, is a totally good place and all this, but we are amongst the ghetto as well. So we see the hardships and all these things. We see where elevation could be. So the thought about it was there's never a bad time to give thanks now, because even if you're in the ghetto, you're in struggles, you still have life and you could still create a better life. You know? So there's never a bad time to give thanks to that. So that's the entire motivation towards this song. You know, that's why it's so elevating and capturing as well, because I'm sure everybody could agree that there's never a bad time to give thanks. So we brought it across, in the best way possible with this Afrobeat track produced by Khaled as well. And so far,
Mm,
everybody has feeling it. It's all over the country in stores and a lot of places. And I myself feel like the moment of creating this song, as well as what this song is an embodiment of this song, because I am very thankful for that. So it's a huge thank you. And then honestly, and this is one of the main songs on my album as well. So looking forward to that. You guys could basically look for like a multi-dimensional type of
lovely.
album.
How would you best describe the attitude of people living in Trinidad towards reggae music? And how is it for your music to penetrate, particularly the minds of the younger generation in Trinidad and Tobago? What's the situation like?
True, true. Well, nowadays a lot of people is into, the dance hall and the zest that even kind of overpower soca in its own country. So a lot of young minds they are into that as well as older ones as well. But the thing about reggae music, there's always space for it. There's never like no platform that reggae could be on. Everybody relates to reggae somehow, from young to old. So even when it comes to releasing reggae tracks or putting on reggae events, or even just like your pastor normally, you'll hear reggae playing anyway in Trinidad, spots you may not even expect, because people always relate to it, no matter the age, no matter who it is, they always relate to that. So reggae is totally relevant and totally appreciated with open arms in Trinidad, as well as other genres when they stand out. You know? So yeah, I'll say reggae in a totally good spot in Trinidad.
When you sit down and you make some music and you're in the mood of writing songs, what's
Mhm.
around you? What are the things that inspire a ninja to put pen to paper and coming up with those lyrics that we hear coming from the songs that we've been playing? What are some
Mhm.
of the things, again, that has been influenced by your music, or what influenced you rather to put together music?
Honestly, I would say life on the whole, being a living being, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but the entire world, is an inspiration, because waking up every day, we go through experiences and different moods, different persons we encounter, different situations. So me penning, a song, it always comes to that. It comes way back to my life. So it's like I would try, not try really, but it's always like relatable in the sense, because each day we wake up, we all have different experiences and all these things. So most of the time, my music, I keep it real. Everything is like what's inspired me is stuff around. So anything that's around me currently, or even stuff that I've seen, or I might even get an idea from a movie or anything like that. Everything inspires me. If I'm in a mood that, you know, hard, or even if I'm in a good mood, all these stuff inspire me. So it's within the moment as well. When I hear the beat, type of vibe that I would go for. And it's not even necessary like dependable in that way, but it's just life on the whole, because I could be happy right now and write the most struggling or darkest song or deepest song, or I could be in a bad mood and I could write the most happy, energetic song. So I would say life on the whole is inspirational.
Take us on stage. How do you interact whilst performing to your fans, Ninja?
Well, honestly, I like to keep. I don't even call my fans like fans. I see them as family because honestly, in the same life that we live in, yeah, I go through stuff with people and I would say farms or however that's called. The supporters of my music, I feel one with them. So whenever I'm on stage, I always keep the vibe. If I do even link someone in the crowd as well to keep a vibe with them, that's how it is. It's always just a good energy and a sharing of that good energy. So when I bring energy, I usually get them to give me back that energy. So it's a sharing of energy, man. Everything is just natural.
Amazing. Of course, my name is Fonzie Black. We'll be going for another song break. This time we'll be hearing the song called Toxic. And when we come back, Ninja will be telling us a bit more about that song right here on the Fiery Zone, UBC Radio, the sound that binds us together.
Boop, boop.
A ninja.
DJ finds a block on the artist DJ on UVC Radio.
Now that's what I'm talking about when I say he is talented and he is from the island of Trinidad and Tobago. This one is called Toxic, and when we come back, he'll be telling us much more about that one.
I want Shelly. Go on, Shelly. Yeah. No fancy black. And the fire is zone. Yes, fire is zone. The fire right down to the bone. Yeah, fire. Curly cluster. UBC Radio. So you want trust. The rest of the station, then you want do your thing, you down for the jig, if we the little body for the ecstasy, she bought home for him, from a real body.
You're now in tune to Concert Black on UBC Radio. Keep it locked.
Yeah, man. Tune into Fiery Zone.
To the people, you can check him out on Facebook, Instagram. And I must say there, fiery emoji is appearing on the screen. It's decorated as a Christmas tree, I tell ya.
Sing about the demon that's in the love a real bad thing. Ding 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 ding. No, you are the ding 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 ding.
You're in the Fiery Zone with Fonzie Black on UBC Radio.
She wanna come, run it for me, yo. Bad thing she play, bad thing she did. Settle nothing, just cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
And of course, yes, this one again, Toxic by Ninja from Trinidad and Tobago. Talk to us about that song. Talk to us.
Well, honestly, I would say we as human beings and gods of the earth, we live in a place with a lot of magnetic fields and connection. We as a person, we could be amongst negativity as being positive, or we could find negativity when we are amongst positive. Same with vice versa. We could bring negativity around positive, or we could sense negativity around positive. So that's the terms that I came to it in this song because there's a term down here called like a bad thing. That's basically a girl or a person that is absolutely perfect, but they have bad ways or bad attitudes, or that they have a swing about them that is considered bad. Like, so my whole interpretation and my depiction of the song was to use the idea of turning negative into positive and positive into negative, as well as this song, because I've met a lot of people and I've known a lot of people that is very good, genuine, and all these kind of things, but they may have a little bad ways. That don't necessarily mean that they're bad totally. And wherever bad exists, positivity can exist as well. So it's up to them as a person to fix the bads and handle the goods. So I bring this across musically within my words as well. Because as I say, girl, you are the thing, them say that you're toxic. Me don't care if you're toxic, because that's the thing I'd really care if anybody is toxic. At the end of the day, we know right from wrong. And we could notice existing in our world with it, we could afford to dash negativity and turn it positive, you know. So that's my whole take on this song as toxic.
Thank you so much for that. The sound
Most
system has
welcome.
always played a major role in the development of reggae music. Talk to us about the situation with sound system in the island of Trinidad and Tobago and how the sound system has impacted on your career. Talk to us about the performances on sound system for you as an artist and everything surrounding the sound system coming from Trinidad and Tobago.
Right. Well, honestly, some systems, as you say, is a big influence because it put me in the field of competition. And the thing is, competition is good and it's necessary, but me not compete with nobody else. But musically, sound systems put on a lot of shows down here, a lot of events, a lot of good stuff. So, we as the artists had to keep it real, 'cause when we had to work with the sound system, we had to make sure and represent that sound system to the fullest. So honestly, I go say I go along a good way with song systems. Even while performing, I don't just come up on a stage and sing. I make sure my DJ is on point. So even him having his own song system, I'll be like, yo, DJ, fix up or mix me or something, man. He will come and do his thing and express his talent with his sound system. So a lot of stuff plays a big role with the music. It's not just picking up a mic and singing, or you're picking up a pen and you're writing, but even the crew around you needs to be within that same meditation and the same vibe. So there's a lot of bad sound system down here, man. Real bad sound system. And I always been around them. My father as a DJ as well. Him having his own sound system. It's always been a part of music to me. So on stage, off stage, yeah.
Describe to us the excitement that you see in the dance whilst performing on sound system in the island of Trinidad. The excitement, I suppose they would have loads of excitement, but in detail, what goes on the fans whilst the sound system is playing reggae music?
Yeah, trust me, a lot goes on. A lot goes on. Mostly elevation. Because as soon as reggae music comes on, it's who's vibing, it's who building that vibe in the corner. If someone not breaking out real wild or a man dancing in the middle of a crowd, you could even be as you, be humble, you chill and you bump your head and everybody's still feeling that. So it's honestly the reaction of the people to our sound system is what has catch me in a dance because I would get a song and I would bump so cool to it and normal and you would see a guy over there in the crowd, he putting on a dance, he or a girl or something, them getting on. So honestly, sound system, the reaction of the music coming from it to the people in Trinidad and Tobago is a total is a cooler experience to actually see and to feel because there's so much love in the air and so much good vibes that you can't but kick a feet. You can't. So overall, it's awesome, man. totally awesome.
Have you performed outside the Trinidad and Tobago? And if yes, what was that feel like for you?
Yeah, honestly, I've performed to several other countries. I would say my favorite was a nearby country as well, which is there's Tobago and then there's St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I even went to Barbados as well and do a performance. But St. Vincent and Barbados, I would say, was two of my favorite because I got to encounter new listeners, new supporters that love reggae music and good music on the whole, encountering these different vibe and to see that different countries have different vibe and different people, but we could all come and relate to one same song, which was reggae. So I was like, this is cool. The reaction has always been good. Whenever I touch the stage, I always get back that energy. Doesn't matter which country, like honestly, it's all cool. It's all cool because we can all relate to this one thing. We as different people, different places, we could all relate to good music. So that's always overwhelming and awesome to see and experience and to even feel being on the stage. Why is it there with others? You did.
Ninja, how conscious are you when putting pen to paper, putting your lyrics together to put songs? Would you say it's your responsibility of the lyrics and the type of songs that we hear coming from you, which further could later on have a negative or positive impact on the wider world? What is your take on that?
Cool, cool. Well, honestly, it is my responsibility and it is an artist's responsibility as well to what they put on pen and paper. You know, it's not the fans' responsibility, but we are doing this for the fans to enjoy. You know, so I don't delve in anything negative with my music. So having the outcome of looking forward to that type of energy is never really there. And even if I do get the negative energy, I just brush it off and focus on the positive. You know, so with releasing music, I've heard a lot of stuff. Rasta shouldn't, be doing rap or this and that. But the thing is, even as hip hop is totally a strong point generally, just as even reggae, because it is a message carrying music. Even back in the days, we're talking about the pioneers of hip hop, and we even started creating this. This was black movements, and that was the only way I could have a voice. Hip hop didn't even start in New York or the Bronx or any other spots as it there, like literal historical. We're talking about these genres such as hip hop, reggae, and these storytelling genres they even exist back in the days when man was going on voyage on the seas and when slavery was being true, they had these lyrics and these different vibe that they would bring forward. So basically it's been there and it's been a message carrying music. So the message that I carry and the music that I carry to relate to anybody, if it was to be taken in a negative field, is only because they don't know the substance of it. They're looking, on surface level instead of deeper. Because we'll come and listen to a song and we love it. I know all these kind of things. But then when we come back and we listen to the lyrics even deeper, there's a lot to go into it. Because me as a pen man and as an artist, as a songwriter as well, my lyrics is not just surface level. I love to delve in stuff like, wordplay, punchlines, all these things. So basically a lot of stuff I say has double meaning or triple meaning. So even if someone gets a negative vibe off of it, I wouldn't even take it personally because it's what I brought across. For example, I would I would say in a song, all right, like how dancehall artists say it, or no, enough nowadays artists they go say when I'm chatting a gun lyric or something, them go say head bust like. Now I could come back and use that same head bust like in a song and even make it song as if shots are bust, what is not that is music that hit your brain. And it's a different meditation. So being an artist and a writer is not just about boom, we go and write, we put on a set of thing that not making sense. It has to make sense and even on the conscious level, that is the surface that we hear now. it has to make sense just as the subconscious. So when you put headphones in your ears or you rock back and really listen and say, these is the words this man listening. This is the words this man saying, and you listening this. You know? So there's a surface level, there's a deep level, and there's a negative and positive. We always have to expect negative when we are doing positive. We get the most haters when we are doing good. You know? So I don't worry about the negative outcome of my music because it was never intended to be negative. Someone definitely have to take that
Amazing.
personal. Yeah.
Ninjah, where do you see what do you think? What does reggae music mean to you? And where do you see your music years from now? Where do you hope to see your music years from now? And again, what does reggae music mean to you?
Honestly, I would say reggae music mean to me, honestly, being real and being genuine. That is part of me, you know, because reggae music, unlike a lot, it resonates to me in the form that is not just a talent or a skill. It was even appointed by Honorable Prince Emmanuel Charles Edwards, which is high representative and the form of the ABIC, which is Rastafari government, even right in Jamaica. I follow his ways, and reggae music is a bread making thing. But aside from it being a bread music thing, this man, King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, you give the freedom to people and artists to do this music, not just to get bread, but to make sure that they spread a message. So I would say make reggae to me is honestly a message carrying thing. And it even from that point of view is even become more personal for me to be true to myself because I call myself Ninja. A lot of people will just watch a kung fu movie or something and they will see ninjas just flinging swords and doing this and doing that. But the real purpose of a ninja is during war to deliver a message from one side to the next intel. So it even engraved in me in this way that I do in reggae music and message carrying music and my name is Ninja. So yeah, reggae music is the realest to me and that's what it
And where
means
do
to me.
you hope to see your music years from now?
Honestly, I go still doing a lot of great stuff because I don't like to keep small minded about anything. I'm a type of guy as I say multi-dimensional. I would love to see and assure if it would reach spots like that, it would reach people in worldwide countries, stuff like video games, movies, anything that the message could get a little slip into, I'm sure I could reach them. And then, so I would say I see my music in a couple of years doing a lot of big things.
Thank you so much for that. Africa,
Most welcome.
America, Caribbean by extension. This is the moment that you all have been waiting for. As we now will be placing singer reggae artist and Ninjah in the spotlight to give us an a cappella. Go for it.
Blessings, love and respect, man. First of all, before me something a cappella, I would like to say shout out to HOJ Production, shout out to Misha, shout out to Soldier, shout out to you most of all fun so far with me on the spotlight. It's me, H7 the Ninja, representing from Trinidad and Tobago. Yo, let me see if I can get you something here right now. mm-hmm. A ninja. Yeah. Hey, done them, done them, done them. Ha ha, done them, done them, done them. Keep it real long time, don't tell them. From then this, my God, I go done them. Hey, done them, done them, done them. My God, I go done them. Rock back and billet. Smoke man, I smoke that pe all like biddy. When me roll no silly. Any boy fool on me kill them, kill him, man a boss long time. You know see flow chilly. Check the WhatsApp dog on see me a lady no chat. When me do business, you go see me. Spin man a spin pon and end like city. Lyrically the baddest. I be sipping this kindness. You gotta come here savage. Every hit I do damage. Shut I go ratatatata and lead them all in the stomach. Then safi satatatata when me step in and shackle me. I the whole thing lock like turban. The guards have back like German. Them vex when we step in a blue brand. But if a boy not get with the program fun, so I done them. Done them. Done them. Left
Now
them on
that's what I'm
fake
talking about,
left.
people. You heard it, of course, coming from the island of Trinidad and Tobago, Ninjah. And of course,
Love
if
and
there was
respect
a
everything.
promoter who just heard this performance, what would be the best contact to get you at Ninjah?
Well, basically, I'm at Ninja Official everywhere: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, everywhere. Just search Ninja with a H at the end. That's Ninjah, And then,
Any persons who are interested, the more music coming from Ninjah, what are some other platform that will get your music on?
yeah, well, as I said, you can check me out on Spotify, iTunes, every platform, even stuff like TikTok and all these stuff. I'm there, man. I'm there, man. As soon as you search the name Ninja, you must see the ad pop up. So feel free to check out and stream music. You know, I always appreciate the love and respect. And love and respect goes out to everyone as well. That shows the support. You know, it's a connection with energy. So me appreciate it.
And what is the next big project currently that you are working on that your fans could expect hearing from you very soon? Talk to us.
Well, I would say most anticipating is my EP coming soon, which is the same album that we've talked about. This song, Thank You, being a part of. Now, what I would say, this album is most anticipating, and not just me, but my fans as well, is because during, advertisement and production, I would just put a little teaser, a little sneaker around for them to feel the vibe of what I'm coming with and I'm excited of being in production with them. This album, honestly, I would see it as having a huge impact and outcome because it's not only me, there's various artists that, is on the album and help work with me on tracks that I've never even thought I could have created. So it's a whole awesome, different, and a real experience. And we're not just talking about with reggae music within this album, because the main interface of this album is it being a multi-dimensional musical experience. So we're going to tap into things like reggae, dancehall, afro. It doesn't matter once the music good. And I'm pretty much sure with the people that behind this project, you know, it's gonna be really huge and a lot of people is going to be impacted by this very positively as well. You know. So you guys could definitely look forward to my album coming soon. It's called Anomaly. So you can look out for that. And this is the first spot anybody hearing the name of the album. So respect, love and respect on this exclusivity. Fun so.
It has been a pleasure talking to you. Just before we come to an
Likewise.
end of this interview, is there anyone out there you would like to shout out to?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. First of all, I'd like to shout out you for having me today, as well as my team at HOJ Productions. You dig? Shout out to Abashanti, Jalifa, Leah, Papa Kichi, Mama Dama. You dig? I also like to give a big shout out to Empress Misha for believing in me and, supporting and the love is real as journey when I could feel that energy. Shout out to all my fans, my supporters, those listening and tuning in. Big love and respect, arigato, means a lot to me. Love and respect.
And of course, I would like to take this time to shout out to Susan Smith from Powerhouse Global Media, publicist from the island of Jamaica. And of course, once again, it's been a pleasure having you as we place
Pleasure and
music
honor here
spotlight
too,
to
man.
reveal the story behind your big story. Ninjah from the island of Jamaica. In meantime, you could get on your devices, people. You could check him out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and you could check out his music videos. And
Blessings.
we're going to end with this big one called Thank You, right here on UVC Radio, the sound that binds us together.
Boop, boop.
Don't go, just a minute. Yeah.